Hey, everybody. Hey, girl.
Hey, girl. Yo. Thought I was almost wasn't gonna make it on that one.
Yeah, you flamed out. Your screen
I
froze.
don't know what happened. Does this work? Does it work? You can't do a screen to a screen.
I can't see it. No, I can't.
Yeah, it's not working.
Colombian dog.
The tree fell down.
Yeah.
Tree down in the backyard.
Oh yeah.
Part of living in a home now. Tree came home, whole tree down, and you're like,
was there a storm or something?
No, there was an old tree that we kept seeing. We were like, that tree's probably gonna fall, and then it did.
And it did.
It was the trunk was cracked, and it was coming out of the ground at less than a 45-degree angle.
Oh yeah,
like that, and cracked. And we're like, that tree's probably gonna fall. And then lo and behold,
I think we're all feeling like a lot like that tree these days. That
hey, listen, if you're gonna fall, live close to the ground already. That's what I
go. There's your T-shirt.
Oh my God, what's good? Speaking of T-shirts, you did double Christmas ribs.
Yeah,
the actual shirt.
This is
more horrifying.
My buddy Brian McKee got me this, and it makes no sense. I don't know what it's from, and I can't wear it outdoors because people stop me on the street and go, "What does that mean?" And I don't know. And then I talked about it on the show, and Jake got that for the baby that's coming. So that's a onesie to hold a newborn, so I can let the baby confuse people. That's the plan.
Did you? Well, but you have a background in improv. Don't you ever just go for it?
Just make up a story.
Yeah.
About how my religion is ribs. I don't believe in Christ the Lord. I believe in a deliciously sauced Kansas City style rib.
Well, isn't the detail like you got to make it realistic? If you're like, well, listen, we used to have ham every year, and then my grandfather choked on ham, and he passed away, and it was sad. And so instead of mourning his loss, we've moved to ribs because you can't get a big enough bite of ribs to choke on. So now we just celebrate going forward.
We look at ribs. Like yeah, that's good. We look at the rib bone as a safety barrier for your mouth to not.
Yeah, unlike dogs, which will just go right through the bone. People, you're like, how come I can't eat any more of this? It's food with also a horse bit in it, so you can't choke.
I like your dogs of the world. Japan is the craziest dog.
I wish I could move. Yeah, it really got the most bonkers one in here. Korea, I forget that these are mirrored off. Corn dog coated with crinkle cut fries, which that's not what that looks like.
No.
Big fan of Colombia. Japan, they always got to do, like, there's a limit to what you should make cute. And Japan routinely
knows
surpasses.
No bounds. They don't know that limit. They don't know that limit.
What if porn's adorable? Fucking knock it off. Stop it. Stop doing that.
You don't like a nice cute jizz?
Oh, or just any kind of like anime. Like, what's happening? What's going on over there? You're doing great with technology, but then you got like underpants vending machines.
You ever pull up to a supermarket or something? You're just very glad your windows are up because you have a realization and you yell it out loud. Because I had that. I was at Gelson's getting some groceries, and I pulled up, and then, you know that Cardi B, Megan Thee Stallion song, WAP.
There's not a fucking chance in the world I would know that song.
Of course you don't. But it's all the rage with the kids.
Does Steely Dan cover it? Because otherwise I'm not going to know that Cardi B song.
He will. But it's just this big.
He'll get it.
It's this big thing, and so it's WAP, and I'm like, what? And the song starts, and she goes, "Wet ass pussy," and in my car I go, "Oh, it's wet ass pussy." Like, so glad the windows are up.
But that's a contemporary song.
Yeah,
Chances are other people will know Wet Ass Pussy.
probably in my neighborhood, they'd look over and go, "It took me a second too."
Where I'm gonna be like, oh, Steely Dan is the name. Isn't that the name of the dildo from
The
Make a
dildo
Lunch or
of like his
something?
ants or something like that.
Jake coming in, hot
Coming in,
dog
they're the
style
dogs.
guide.
Okay, Coney, Kansas City, Bagel Dog.
They got them all.
Where did you get this?
I saw it. I got this from an Instagram of an old singer from a band who will usually post very antagonistic things and then occasionally just a hot dog guide.
Okay.
Usually very politically obtuse and antagonistic items, and then
Of
just,
course.
oh, we're gonna throw this one in there.
Sure.
Amsterdam. Oh, you
Holy
guys. That dog is a live sex show. Look at the size of that
did
thing.
it really?
Cleveland, you got to eat that off of somebody's chest. You just had sex with.
Am- Amsterdam is as safe as a live sex show with no condoms.
Yeah, China.
Like-
China. That's just that inside of that pastry is just the children's hands that were making it. That's what's inside of there.
You're a terrible man.
But I was just saying today, like, I wish somebody would cancel me. It means somebody's been paying attention.
You're trying to get there. I was going to point out that Norway is asleep. Norway is in a blanket.
Norway. Have you ever been to Norway?
Right, top middle. Just
I thought that was a tortilla.
sleepy dog.
I might have to.
Yeah, it is a
do my
tortilla,
Ooh
but
Girl-
to
I
me it
might
just
have to
looked
do my
like a.
Ooh Girl right now. Just about.
It looked like an excerpt from Good Night Hot Dog for the children's book.
It does. It looks like it's his little hand. Like, I'll see you guys later.
That's it for
Like,
me. I'm
First one
full
to go
of
to
pork.
first one to go to sleep at the camping trip.
Oh God.
I got in trouble on we were doing like a quiplash or some sort of like game night fun, and I've decided when I talk about this, I shredded a hot dog.
Yes.
Okay, we covered it.
Yeah.
Well, now look at this. I'm not so weird.
No. You're not as weird as half
Making
those
little
dogs.
Japan's making dick finger puppets out of these things. All I did was want smaller pieces of hot dog on my food.
And I'm thinking about someone who's like living abroad. Maybe they're like they've been on a strict diet. Maybe they live on an army base in Japan, and they're like, I just want a hot dog. And a guy's like, we have those. Like a Japanese guy's like, come on, I'll take you to my
No,
spot.
do the voice. Do the voice. Get canceled with me. Do the voice.
Nope. And he gets there, and they give him the octopus with a confused face and no bun, and he just weeps. And he's like, I don't. It's not a hot dog. It's all I want.
Imagine knowing what they're doing and still be like, I'm so hungry. Stop. I don't want the face. Just give it to me. Can't you just give it to me?
And a guy's like, he has been making these octopus hot dogs with his family for 500 years. It takes 4 hours each one. But
did you ever see
get that taste? What do they make the hot dogs? No, it's just a ballpark, Frank.
No, they just
the
get
way he carves it.
You ever see Jiro Dreams of Sushi? Well, this guy's name is Nick, and has nothing to do with the movie. Anyway,
not even
pretty good dogs.
He's just some white asshole with a knife.
But refuses to speak English. Motherfucker, you're from Cincinnati.
Hey.
Put it in a bun.
Nick, I fucking know you.
What a great dropout. Like I want to pretend.
Nick has taken a vow of silence. No, he hasn't. He doesn't speak.
Can I tell a truly embarrassing Hollywood story? Is that I was doing a pitch of basically the story was just what Being There is. I never saw the movie Being There.
Oh, the Peter Sellers movie, yeah.
Yeah, I never saw it. And I was basically, and the guy I was pitching with, Lars Kenseth, very funny cartoonist who we wrote the script together. But he would always, it's like Being There, and this is the main character's name. I forget his name, but and so I went out for one of the pitch he couldn't make it. So I went by myself, and I'm just telling the guy, I'm like, yeah, man, it's just like it's like that movie Being There, and he's like, yeah, it's one of my favorite movies, and had the poster next to him on the wall that I didn't notice because I never saw the movie. He's like, no, no, I know. I'm like, being no, no. If you don't know the movie, it's like he's like, no, no, this is the movie.
This
It's
is
here
what
on
you're
the wall.
talking about as if you know. Oh, that's
But yeah, but I did like the idea of like, I'm just gonna check out and pretend like I don't know shit. And that way, everybody will just do everything around me. And then I did finally watch Being There, and
Mhm.
that was a long. I kept
yeah,
being like, I'm only 25 minutes in. No shit. All right.
yeah, yeah. That's. I remember hearing about it so much when I was a little kid that when I finally saw it, I was like, uh huh, okay. I mean, I think it was as if who would be like our favorite funny person to see growing up? Probably like Robin Williams.
Yeah.
And like he did a movie like that, we'd be a little bit like, yeah, it's kind of long and everything, but he's awesome in it. So like that generation worshiped Peter Sellers. So when he did that movie as an old butler, they're like, oh, he's so reserved. He's not bugging out with his face and shit. You know,
Yeah. Well, we wish we would have seen him bug out because that movie was long.
yeah, plods a
How how much trouble do you think you can get into by having a Cannonball Run theme party?
oh, Cannonball Run. The movie that should be called Drunk Driving. That's all that
Oh,
happens in that movie.
drunk driving. I think there's probably rape. There's probably racism. It's Cannonball Run.
There it is.
Everything's wrong with it. And
Yes.
Dom DeLuise.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You can't
Can
do
we
it because
just
you don't
do
have Dom. You can do it
let's
without
just
Burt
do
Reynolds.
can we just do that for Halloween? If there's a Halloween this year, let's just be them in the paramedics outfit. I'll be Dom DeLuise. I'm short and I'm getting fat. You're tall and you're getting skinnier. Go mustache. You go mustache.
Sure, I'll shave it off. Kara will kill me, but I'll do it.
Jackie Chan.
Oh, I know my Halloween idea.
But I only see her shadow.
Oh,
I only see a shadow washing over you, and you being like, "What? No, I'm sorry."
Kara has a look out, baby, baby.
Oh my God! What'd you drink? You have too many root beers? What happened there?
Too many hams.
Too many hams.
Too many root beers and hams? Oh, you had a Kinane Thanksgiving.
She wants to go as some contestants from Supermarket Sweep, like just wear complete 1991 gear. Get
Is that what they
1991.
do?
I like
I mean,
this
I'm,
white Dickies.
Oh, the sweatshirt with the white Dickies. Yeah, been watching that lately. I flipped out because the host is dressed by Jay Riggings. Remember those in the mall? They were like suit. You get a whole suit for like $100. Like
that's a pro.
Ryan McKee, the guy
Call
who
it.
got me this shirt, he used to work
Yeah.
there, and I texted him. I was like, "Holy shit, Supermarket Sweep from 1991, Jay Riggings having flashbacks," and he was like, "I don't know why you're watching Supermarket Sweep, or where you're talking about that place he used to work, where you get a suit for $100."
I just think calling a cheap suit your riggings is perfect.
Yeah, what was the name?
Yeah,
Jay
gotta
period.
Yeah, but it sounds like your gear, my riggings.
Yeah, where you,
We got my riggings. I gotta get rigged up.
that's,
But and put on a cheap suit. Gotta get rigged up for the night.
it sounds like a drunk sailor or something. Like his pants strap popped and his pants are down his ankles. He doesn't know because he's drunk on rum. And they're like, "Your riggings, mind your riggings."
You worm. What was your spot? Did you have a chess king?
I used to go to Chess King, merry-go-round.
Merry-go-round.
What
You seem
else?
like you were a cardigan guy. Z Cavricis, tight rolled Z Cavs.
I never had Z-Cab. I never had a pair of Z-Cabs. What did I have?
Dominate the dance floor during some pump up the volume.
Sure, of course. Some cross colors. That was a brand, not a store.
Oh, you
But,
did.
but I also J. Crew was around. You know, I remember in
Cross colors was a bold move.
yeah, I had a bright purple hoodie where there was no strings; they were just pieces of cloth, like the
Oh, the big ribbons. Big ribbons.
yes, two big ribbons. Yes,
Some IOU sweatshirts with their perfect marketing where it would have the year on it. So if you wore the previous year, and then those things that still break your heart to this day.
yeah,
One of those is my mom being like, "I got you an IOU sweatshirt because I know you want one and you want to fit in with the kids at school." And I would get it for Christmas for the year that Christmas was. So in 5 days I couldn't wear it. Like I'm like, oh, it has last year's.
last year's.
I'd feel like a loser, and I couldn't tell her that, so I'd still wear it, but be like, "Oh, it's last."
Yeah,
And it's one of those things that to this day I'm like, you don't know you're an asshole when you're a kid.
no,
I feel bad telling that right now. I feel like
Yeah.
I feel sad
Yeah.
being that way.
Because you can't like navigating the brand landscape for a child is insane in terms of the peer pressure to wear whatever,
But
you know.
but let's continue. Let's continue to praise fast fashion manufacturers and the influencers that push it.
Oh,
Thank God. Thank you, Kardashians,
mm-hmm.
and
Can
thank
we
you.
bring back Genera and also Varney sunglasses if those are still around?
Varney.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Man, you put money on that shit now because if it pops, somebody's like, I think Mike Bridenstine's like, oh, Vision Streetwear is back. I'm like,
Yep.
not for me. That's not back for me. That's back for a new generation of weird
It's
kids that
all the kids will wear like Thrasher magazine T-shirts and not know it's from skateboarding, you know, and then you know Vision Streetwear, all that stuff's been co-opted into this fashion stuff that just like don't even know.
Yes, old men analyzing
Old men
you.
talking about skateboard brands.
Anyway, look at my hot dog background.
Do you
Tell me
wear
about it.
venture trucks? Or do you use venture trucks or indies?
Oh, I was a going man myself.
Oh, the go.
I do have little fantasy moments where I try to rebuild skateboards I had as a youth on like skateboard websites.
Mm.
Look at this, we got donations already. We haven't even said who we're donating to yet.
Yeah, well, for those out there, hey, the locals are here in the bar. Swayze Meteor, $20. Anxious Pangolin, $10. Snip Ticker, $20. Kevin Tiramisu, $10. I feel like I'm seeing old friends at the bar. This is great.
Did you call him Kevin Tiramisu?
Shiramizu.
That's my friend Kevin. And oh, he'll never not be Kevin Tiramisu now. Sorry,
You
Kevin.
said sheer.
That's your
I never
name.
said tier.
Nah, I'm gonna make him think you did. I
Okay,
think it's more fun to make him think you said something that was wrong.
do your thing.
I'm on an asshole streak this week, and I'm not about to
This
break it,
week?
all right?
What are you talking about? Hey,
All right,
there he
good
goes.
second.
Look out. I don't want to scare you away right away on your mountain bike with a head full of shroom.
There's the venom those legions of skank fuckers look for in these podcasts.
Yeah, come on, Big J. What do you think?
Hey, why aren't you guys more like assholes to each other?
Yeah.
That's what we like. We're scumbags, and you should be too, anyway.
We're raising money for the Bug Theater in Denver, which is very cool. So you played there. I played there.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
A hell of a worthy cause. Wearing
Mhm.
my National Independent Venue Association shirt. Very easy form letters to your congressperson about keeping independent venues a lot. It's nothing. You go up, sign up, so the petition gets sent to your congress people about just maintaining, trying to keep these plays alive, much like the Bug Theater that we can give directly to here, and that's awesome. So
Right. It's tough because we're all afraid these places will go away, and therefore, stand-up comedy. If you don't have a club in your town, there's nowhere to go.
it's all gonna be corporate trickle down comedy, and we're just gonna be playing at IHOPs if you don't support these places.
I like your idea you said today. You want to share that?
Oh yeah. I'll just work. Like, listen, there's a Denny's in every town. Just play at Denny's.
Just play at Denny's at 11 p.m. with all the
I know
windows.
every Denny's has 100 chairs, and they're all set up the same way. Put the chairs this way. Put this booth in the corner, and I got the PA. I'll show up.
I'm in. I would do that with you.
Plus, free Denny's.
Free day. Moons over my hammy, under every chair, like it's Oprah.
Just greasy Oprah. Greasy farty Oprah.
Greasy white trash Oprah.
Oh my God. Who's getting a grand slam? You're getting one.
Reach under. Yeah, I know. I thought of it. Reach under your seat. Moon's over my hand. Oh.
It wasn't even on a plate or anything. It's just on the floor.
Okay. So looks like chat people. They want an update on the stray cat and on Kara. So you want to take it?
Mine's less complicated. The stray cat, it lives outside. We feed it when we want to.
I will take issue. The way you were talking about it, calling it a pet cemetery. I thought this thing came back from the dead and had like spots of hair gone, like it'd been in a war. The cat looks normal.
Nah, you got to get up close to it. It's haunting. It's got that like it's got a bite out of its ear missing. It's got weird dark spots on its eye, but one eye is bigger than the other. It's fucked up. I mean, it's like we love it. Like we've won its affection and we love it. It's our part of our family, but it's especially because in the morning it wakes up and it's just been sleeping in dirt nap. So it's got like shit all. It looks like it's wearing a ghillie suit. And it just
Oh,
shows up on the picnic table with like leaves and shit on it, and it's one eye bigger than the other and half an ear missing. And you're like, all right, how about some turkey?
I thought you called it dirt nap because it looked like it was dead, but you call that because it sleeps in the dirt.
No, it's both. It works both ways. It's dirt. It's 'cause it's literal and it's also figurative.
Right on.
It's a
Yeah.
functional name.
Okay.
Or Haley, or like I said, Haley Joel Meowsman.
I like that. Sees dead people.
Because yeah, because maybe we're dead and the cat's alive, and that's why the cat's scared of us at first, and then
Mm-hmm.
slowly getting used to us being around, much like or any kind of pun with Winona Ryder from Beetlejuice. I don't know.
Yeah. Gotta work on
But
that one.
how about more importantly, you're gonna be a dad in a couple of days.
Couple of days. Yep. That's something that's happening, and there's no turning back.
Every moment of your life will have a passenger to it.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Except when I'm on the road. When I'm on the road, visit,
No.
visit my other families.
All the
Most
heroin you shoot on the road,
of-
you'll have to think about that baby in the sidecar to that trip, man.
oh,
All that heroin you're doing, you're gonna think about it.
that's if it came out that was our real bag. Like find out we're drinking non-alcoholic beers on this show and we just shoot up on the road.
Hey Girl was pretty fun. For about 2 hours in the middle, they were just kind of staring at their laps and mumbling.
Drooling. Man, Braunger keeps falling off his chair. Not real. Who I was like, I rarely do I read a tweet and just laugh my ass off. But that guy, he's actor. He's been on a ton of stuff. Dietrich something.
Dabney Coleman.
No, I wish he was on a Zoom call with other parents talking to their teacher or something of their kid that was like, learning via Zoom. But they had like a parent teacher thing. And this one dad in one of the squares is just making martini shaker after martini shaker, like made 2 whole shakers. That's like 4 martinis. And then he's like opening a wine, and then he's just kind of there, and he falls off his chair, and they never see him again. He just stayed on the ground. And I was like, that's the funniest fucking thing. And I just wrote up, I was like laughing, like, is this real? And he was like, I couldn't stop giggling, but when he fell off the chair, I couldn't stop laughing on this call where everyone else.
If you want to reluctantly comply with like, oh, you want parent teacher conference? All right, here we go.
I got no shirt on. Haven't put one on in months.
What are you gonna homeschool?
Oh, definitely.
That's
the plan. I'm smart enough to be a kid. Like we're both collectively smart enough to be all of their teachers.
Absolutely, and just drive home one completely incorrect fact.
Got to save one.
Just so somewhere later in life they'll come back to you and you know that you knew they were listening.
They were listening.
The red M&Ms backstage for Van Halen.
Right.
You slip in one weird fact into the very accurate homeschooling.
Yeah.
And then like when they're 25, they're like, I was at a party and you guys said that James Browne was buried in the pyramids, and that's not true at all. And you're like, they listened to me.
You told me that they grow pencils with lead in them. They're not carved out of trees. You said they're a real plant.
That's what they do with old nuclear power plants. Is now lead grows from the surface of the earth.
That is good.
My friend Justin rewrote like.
Kara's reporting that her friend Justin's mom did that and would
really?
rewrite fables.
Yeah, so when he got into like elementary school and they talked about like just sort of, Jack of the Beanstalk or whatever, he'd be like, no, but like this is what happened at the end, and everyone would be like, nah, man.
they'd like retell like her own versions of like Jack and the Beanstalk, and he'd be like, no, it went like this, and everyone's like, no, what? That's
well, it's also a made up story.
There's a bunch of instances like in his life where like his mom just fucked with him like hard, and he's just been like embarrassed at whatever like school or social.
This dude who is a consultant, he works at Harvard now, so like it worked.
He's a Fable consultant now. He consults on Fable.
What's that? No, not consultant. He's full-time job. Sorry, he's not a professor. Was my point. No, but I stated it.
No,
wrong.
too late. I already feel less of this man whose name I don't know.
He's a
consultant. I'm not gonna listen to this shit.
Well, it's like that Jesse Pop joke about how his mom got the movie La Bamba, but she cut his death out at the end, and so he like finished the movie. Was like, I want to get some more of this guy's stuff, and you go to the record store and be like, where'd you go? Where's hits? I got this stuff. Where's the new stuff? What do you do after La Bamba?
I don't know that joke, but I love it. But my sister had a friend growing up. I don't know if I told you. My sister had a friend growing up who would like, when people lie and they're only doing it for their own entertainment, so you kind of respect them for it.
Of course, sure, for their own entertainment, not to impress you.
No, just weird. And my sister's friend would just be like, "Yeah, my uncle's Ron Popeil." And nobody knew who Ron Popeil was. They'd be like, who? She's like, he invented the pocket fisherman. And then we just had to be like, okay. Like, nobody gave a shit. Nobody was like, man, I'd love to know who invented the pocket fisherman. But she was just like, yeah, it's my uncle. He invented the pocket fisherman. So years were like, Shelly's uncle is Ron Popeil. She's like, he's not Ron Popeil. We're like, why the fuck would you say that? It's like, it was fun for me. It was fun for years.
That's amazing.
She also, her mom fed her pop. Her mom fed her like Pepsi in her baby bottle, so she had metal teeth when she was little. That was real. I saw that.
No, I remember. Oh, that story made me.
That was a story. I told you that story.
Yes, and she had like steel teeth.
Yeah, same girl grew up to tell everybody her uncle was Ron Popeil.
Okay, well let's thank these other donors, and we'll bring on our guest. Thanks to Dustin Charles. Thanks to No Coin. Thanks to Dirt Nap. Thank you.
Bones Brigade for Dads.
Bones Brigade for Dads. Well done. Well done. GVC and Iski. All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's bring on our sweet Prince of Denver, shall we?
I mean, all right, this guy, our buddy. New album called Semblance of Normalcy. What an appropriate title for these times.
Yep.
And I love that his Zoom name is under his wife.
Perfect.
I love that he kept his own hyphenated last name, but his wife. I'll ask him about it. Let's bring him on. Braunger, bring him up here.
Adam Cayton-Holland. Let's have him on. Hey, there he is.
Hey, dudes. Girl.
Hey, girl.
Oh, no.
Hey, girls.
Hey, girl.
Sorry, hey, girls. I just did an episode of Hey Dude. Hey, girls. Got it.
I know. Hey, dude.
You just did What's Up, Dudes?
Mm-hmm. But I'll put on the Hey Girl cap. What's up, dudes?
It's an all-black woman show. It's called What's Up, Dudes? And we're all better for it.
Absolutely.
Do you have a window that doesn't lead to the outside behind you?
Yeah, it's kind of like, it's cooler than it looks. The room's got a lot more going on. There's brick over there and shit, but like, it's just like found cool old window in the alley. It's
I can't believe somebody threw that out for you to find it.
Stop it, Kai.
Nobody knows that we're old enough friends to bust each other's balls. So I feel bad to set.
Sorry, I find beauty everywhere, Kyle. I just am out there appreciating the world. You just shit on it.
No, I'm glad you're repurposing trash for trash that's hung up. How are you, buddy?
I'm good, man. I'm doing pretty good. Yeah, I'm happy to see you guys. The best part about like putting out an album is I just been hanging with friends all week long, like under the guise of promo. And it's really nice, actually. I'm like, because there's no comedy, so I miss everybody and I miss riffing the bits. So it's been fun, man.
Well, I was like, oh, could I be on your podcast? It normally sounds weird because the answer would always be yes. But like, hey man, I got a thing to plug in. Yeah, come on, hang on.
Yeah, please, of course.
Yeah, the podcast doors are wide open right now. So
Yeah, Braunger's been on a bunch plugging his new baby.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's been out. He's dropping a kid next week, and so he's been promoting that.
I
Yeah.
know. I'm excited for you, Braunger. It's gonna be great.
Thanks, man. Yeah, no, I mean, jokes aside, I am quite psyched. Yeah, it's a whole new world. So,
You'll be a great papa.
how old is your son?
He's like 20 months, almost 21 months, so he'll be 2 pretty soon here.
I thought you
Okay.
were just gonna play. He's like 23 years old.
Yeah, no. When you said 20, I was like, oh, time.
I know, this pandemic, dude, it's like forever. No, so he's like 1.5 ostensibly, and just like a really fun, goofy, wild age. And language is coming, so he's like getting words. And like today he said tomato, he's like amate, and you're like, yeah, that's close enough, bud.
Oh, my kid knows Italian. Who's been teaching him this?
He's a real gourmand.
What's the most terrifying thing you can share with Matt right now about being a new father?
Good question.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
I mean, when they start climbing on shit, and it's like they start having pretty severe head injury, like hitting the head way harder
They
than
start
you would.
having- This is where Adam has DCFS show up to his house after the broadcast.
We
They hit their head a lot.
They hit their head all the time on cement, often.
we
But helmets are
luckily
for pussies.
have my nephew we get like video of him sent from Kara's sister like every other day or something. Well, he's in the 99th percentile, 100th. He's as big as a child ever has been, and he'll just like
100 percentile of what? Size? Just size?
size. Yeah,
Like,
he's
you could straight 4H these fuckers?
yeah he looks like he's 4, and he's like 1 or something.
He's exactly the same age as Kurt's kid.
How old is Kurt's kid?
Didn't Kurt just say his kid's like 20, 21 months?
No, Adam. Oh, same as Adam's kid.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought that was Kurt.
No. She's like, I thought that was Kurt Braunauer. Guess
This
you guys
is not Brauner. We're talking about Malcolm, my son. Brauner's kids are another episode.
They are.
I'm sorry. Jesus, your voice does sound like Brauner. And then you were talking about a baby. Sorry.
Okay.
I'm an asshole.
No, you're not.
No, you're not. I'm just fucking with you. It's great. It's fine.
But yeah,
No,
so
you
anyway,
guys should get in a big fight right before
his kid like goes off diving boards and just in the water straight, like just the worst. Cow and like.
Wait, this is a 1-year-old kid?
Yeah,
He's 21.
It goes off diving
21
boards?
1.5.
1.5. Yeah, but
One and a half years old goes off diving boards?
Dude, he's a fucking beast mode.
he's a monster.
He's metal as fuck, Malcolm. I mean, Kyle. Dude,
Yeah, your
like
kid,
your
your kid
son?
probably just runs into stuff all the time. I mean,
well, we got these like concrete front steps, and we hang out on the porch all the time because what the fuck else are we doing?
right.
And so he's been over the pandemic. We've been watching him step down them with increasing daring, and he'll look at us like, "I'm doing it," and we're like, "Yeah, but you got to be careful." And we've caught him, and then eventually you're like, "He's gonna have to learn." So like he did it on his own. He fell real hard, and now he's more trepidatious.
Yeah, we have steps in our house. Like we have not a big house, but there's 2 levels where I just look at these stone steps in the house, and I'm like, man, she is just gonna learn some things.
Well, what I as a non-parent, and what level of acceptance, Adam, are you allowed? Like in the same concept of a vaccine. Like I would eat ants as a kid, and my parents just let me eat ants because they're like,
Sure.
eventually he's not going to want to eat those ants. And also like
You
a little
proved them
dirt,
wrong, Kyle.
like Bill. Hey, look where we are now. I moved on to eating shit. Like what level of like, we got to let him get a little dirty. We got to let him get a little.
That's a great question with all this shit, because like normally we're very like, let him play in the dirt. He goes barefoot. If he puts weird stuff in his mouth, it's fine. He'll develop a tolerance. But then now it's like other kids and other people were like, you don't want him around them. So it's a weird combo of not trying to freak him out, give him like a strange complex about other people for the rest of his life.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah, like all strangers, like stranger danger, but to the extremist
to
idea of it.
Microbiotic degree, like it's not a good thing.
Yeah, that's tough, man.
Fortunately, like I know lots of parents have it way worse with schooling and
Yeah.
and kids that are like my sister, her kids are old enough. They're like, why can't we go to my friend's house? What the fuck? But at least he's like an age where he's pretty happy with just mom and dad.
Yeah.
So that's been the blessing. A lot of time with the little kiddo. That's been the good part of all this shit.
No, that's good.
Yeah.
What's going on in how's Denver?
Yeah, what's the Denver scene
it
like?
Seems like you guys. It seems like the Grolics, like you guys are really leaning into each other.
It's weird. Yeah, we got nothing else, so we're just clutching. We're just clutching at each other, hoping that doesn't go away too. Yeah, no, we're doing a podcast called The Grolic Saves the World, and like that's a lot of fun. Denver's fine. I'm happy. I'm lucky. I got a backyard. I live right by a big park.
You got a sweet house, man.
Yeah, you've been to my house. I got a nice.
Did you go in that weird door in your basement?
I've not.
He's got just a door, like a weird half-size door in his basement that just leads into a tunnel underneath the sea.
Oh, it's an Amityville horror door. That's what those are known as. At least
Absolutely.
those are in a lot of homes.
Absolutely, that's what it is.
Well, we found it because the dog was clawing at it so hard its paws were bloody.
Flies. Yeah, I remember you told me a priest just entered by mistake and just ran screaming from the house, covered in flies.
Spanish priest.
We don't know that it's blood, but we have to mop that shit up every day at 6 o'clock.
Right.
What is
On
that?
the nose.
What did they say? It's like there was something in that movie where it's just like the dad. It's always there's the like the dad who's just like denying it constantly, no matter what happens. You know, the
Amityville horror.
The Scully of the family who's just like, it's just red clay. Like, that's blood. Stop it.
What was the story? The son was just schizophrenic and taking acid all the time. Like, wasn't that the true story of the Amityville horror?
I didn't know that.
A mentally ill man who was just on acid and killed his whole family.
Yikes.
All the reports of the weird shit was him. Anyway.
That might be going on. I mean, so I don't remember last I updated you, but basically there's a door in the cellar, Braunger. That's where, the furnace is. And it's just, you open it a little bit and it's bricked off.
Wow.
And so you're like, well, that's very strange, but it could have been an old prohibition tunnel or like maybe servants' quarter. Like, I don't fucking know. But my buddy, who's a man and can do man things, came with a spotting scope and we went through and it goes a ways.
Wow.
And so he's like, when you have money and a wild hair to do it, let's knock this shit down and explore and like maybe make it a speakeasy. But I'm like, or release all the demons in the world. I don't know about that.
That's awesome. That's really cool. So it's just a giant room that's under your house?
But it's narrow. It'd be like the length of a closet size. It's like a
doesn't
tunnel.
It like go? It goes to the street though. Doesn't it go out to the main street? Because you live in how old is your house?
1903, I think.
So haunted age.
Haunted.
Yeah.
Red brick and haunted. But yes, it goes straight out into the street. So it would go theoretically into the middle of the street. And I asked my neighbor across the way, I was like, do you have anything like this? And she said no. So I don't know what the fuck's going on. But no, I haven't.
That's exciting.
I'm waiting.
I like that stuff.
The boogie monster to come here and investigate.
Oh, yeah, we'll get Dave to eat some ribs in your basement. See what we can conjure up. You get enough weed edibles in Dave, and he sees everything that's not real.
I think we could probably fit 3 or 4 fans socially distanced for a live boogie monster in my cellar if you want to.
I'll do it. We'll get Dave to smoke some wings, and I think the smoke will actually suppress the virus. Like it'll get in the air and attach itself to the microbes.
I can find science that supports that. That's the great thing about the era we live in.
Absolutely.
That's what you want to believe, Kyle. We'll find science to back that up.
God bless the internet and the fact that everything you get on there is facts that back up your point of view.
Are you guys also fascinated when you see like someone has massive follower like content on IG or YouTube or whatever, and you watch it and you're seeing how they're just kind of like assuming certain perspectives in their comedy where like us let's call us liberal bros, we get accused of being like, oh, you with your woke bullshit. I saw a guy who like was super kind of ripped and did this whole thing about like, there's only a couple things you need to be healthy now. You need a mask.
You can say Joe Rogan.
You need that's what they tell you. And he's like, and it cuts to like him with no shirt on and just underwear and a mask. And he's like, check this body out. I got it by just wearing a mask. You don't need to eat right or exercise. Like, no one's saying that.
Yeah.
And just like millions of views. Because, you know, someone's like, yeah, that's not what it takes to be healthy. You don't need, like, no, oh God, you're conflagrating two fucking humans that are not,
It used to be an edgy comic would start out with a premise that was like indefensible stance. And then they would come around and you flipped my thinking, like, bravo, sir, nice trick.
I saw it from your scumbag perspective. Well done.
Right. You've done something here that was impressive. And now it's like indefensible stance, and there's nothing to follow it up. Where's the trick? There's nothing? Okay.
Yeah, indefensible stance, and they stare at you and dare you to say something.
Exactly.
Blow your mind.
The fact that people are getting information from the world about the world from comedians is so terrifying.
Oh yeah.
The fact of like this guy summed it up. Oh, the guy who hasn't had to work a real job in 30 years and gets to sit back away from reality and just get money from everywhere.
He's got his finger on the pulse.
Creatine is for muscles. Creatine's for muscles. This guy got it figured out. The guy who's never had to be a part of the world. This comedian tells it how it is, not these celebrities. This famous comedian knows how to, like, fuck.
Yeah. Yep.
Give me one just dirty-handed mechanic who actually has figured things out. I'll listen to you. Let me listen to you. You know how, and you figured out how engines work. You understand basic science. I'll listen to you more than a comedian telling me how the world works. That's like listen to a fucking priest tell you about sex before you get married. Like, what the fuck?
To me,
never done
both I and Adam had that. We had priests talk to us, and
oh, did you guys do the real church shit?
I didn't.
No, Matt's talking about the priest that ran out of my basement, and he's like, "You should make sure she's having a good time too," and like ran out.
Bugs.
Personally, I think that accent was a little bit problematic.
I said he was Spanish earlier.
He did. He set it up, Kyle. I heard it.
I prefaced the character as Spanish.
He did.
I missed it. I was having audio issues. I was adjusting them when you when you set up how it was okay for you to do the racist accent.
Thank you.
You did say you said
it was
Spanish,
a terrible
Mexican,
Robin Williams accent.
Let's be honest. We're in America. He's Mexican.
No, but when Katie and I did get married, Katie is a Catholic lady, and she wanted to get married at the like main giant cathedral in Denver, like the big one. And I was like, I mean, I love you, whatever. This is not my thing. Sure.
And that one wasn't the big one?
That wasn't the big one. We're talking like a European capital big one.
Oh,
and,
wow.
And we went and met with this priest, and he was the most humorless asshole I've ever met in my life. And he was just like, no way, no fucking how. And I was honest. I'm like, I don't believe in this, but I love her and whatever. And like Katie, we left in tears. And it was like a day after of just like an awful day. And the next morning I woke up, I was like, aren't the Jesuits like the thinking Catholics? How about a Jesuit church?
Yeah.
And then it worked out just fine.
Yeah, those guys are chill. Yeah. I mean, my cousin, when my cousin got married, and I think I was maybe a senior in high school, and my other cousins like sneaking me, drinks and stuff. Amaretto sours, I remember.
Nice.
Tasty. But we're just sitting around the table outside after the wedding, and a priest comes up smoking a cigarette in Iowa. And my one cousin was just like, "Father, you smoke? So bad for you." And he's like, "Well, there was a couple," no shit, he said this. "There was a couple I heard about in a car, and they were going under an overpass, and a truck broke through the barrier and landed on their car, crushing them, killing them instantly. Me, I'd like to see it coming." Walks away.
Wow.
Story. I think the most hilarious priests are like, "I'm in this to fuck with people." I mean, I believe in the Lord, but I'm going to say something.
Comedy, because comedy comes in three. One of the priests we had at our church got busted for having a sex dungeon in the city. So you got to build up, you got to escalate with the comedy, and that's where Father Kevin went down for having a fucking.
They should have known the name.
Basement
like
full
Kevin.
of boy-sized latex.
Oh my God.
yeah, the
Also,
So you messed
Braunger was just describing the opening scene of The Departed. To be fair, he just listed that. That's the opening scene.
I'm,
of The
I'm telling whole scenes from the Departed.
Departed.
We've seen the movie, man.
Something I always wanted to see as a kid because I thought where you like, you know, you do the what's the water? What's the holy water at the entrance when you walk in and dip? And
Oh,
go?
yeah, it's just
Nobody's claiming to be good cat. I always wanted to see somebody mistake that for an ashtray. I
drop a
always
cigarette
thought,
in there.
well, you can't smoke in here. Oh shit!
Oh, I'm sorry.
The holy water.
Everyone loses their mind.
Flip a couple quarters in there, make a wish.
I mean, I'm pretty sure the church I had, it was an ashtray that they got. Like, well, put them in. We could put the water in it.
We'll use it later. Yeah.
It's one of those like golden lobby ashtrays. You know what I mean? Like it's
yeah, it was like,
they're in the back
like
of
Mad Men. You know, it was nice.
Totally, very nice.
To push the handle for it to open.
Yep. Yeah. Blessed be Father, for I have sinned. Push that open and get the water out.
Yep. Just a little bit of both. It's the ashes of the thing. We do the Wednesday. Okay.
So do you guys go to church, Adam?
We do
We don't go to church. Yeah, we were married in a Jesuit church, and Katie had the kiddo baptized, and that's been about the extent of it thus far.
Okay.
Yeah.
My parents go to church via Zoom, just like this. Yeah.
Sounds fulfilling.
Really. Yeah. So that's my cousin's a photographer, and she did this photo spread for like the New York Times Magazine, and they had the priest from my parents' church like at the altar, little camera, like alone on the whole church, no one in the church.
I can't imagine, like, straight up, if you get spiritual fulfillment from the church, that's awesome, and you get it on a weekly basis. But like when this first started and we were all having like a Zoom drink with your friends, it was nice, but it ultimately left you more depressed after the fact. You were like, I really miss hanging for real. So I can't imagine what the Zoom church, if people are like, this is just not scratching the itch, man.
And I'm sure it's not, but it's also something where it's like, I'm still checking in.
Yeah.
I punched in, man. You can't say I didn't punch in. I did my job.
For sure.
So who has like, I mean, is that the escalation of ministry and Al Jorgensen, like Jesus built my hot rod is like Jesus installed my Wi-Fi, and that for like somebody out there is religious enough to like have named their Wi-Fi something religious because they feel like they only use their computer to talk to God.
Yeah, it's like praise him.
Yeah, that's someone in a very crowded apartment building, and there is some 23-year-old has just their Wi-Fi is like beaten off all the time just to like antagonize the unknown neighbor.
Yeah.
Also, the neighbor with the religious Wi-Fi password has left it open, thinking that people are going to behave well on there, and everybody's ripping the worst porn off of like John 3:16.
As a Christian, I want to let you know this is my Wi-Fi password because I believe the word is to be shared.
Please don't use it.
Emergencies only.
I need to pray for these sinners.
Well, and also his Wi-Fi is so slow. Like trying to watch church. Priest keeps freezing. It's like, come on.
Well, and also like, who's been downloading all this child porn? It's got to be praise him. It's got to be. We're going right to this one. It's got to be.
Oh yeah.
It's not X8723 lowercase z question mark.
No.
It's the innocent youth pastor in 7C.
Oh my!
Get him out of here.
Oh, this is a Law and Order episode that will happen in 9 to 14 months from now.
I mean, I honestly, I would have thought, 69-69 grass on the field, game on. That's horrible.
Too obvious.
But
they don't hide in plain sight.
It's praise him. It's got to be praise him.
Oh my God! What has all right? We've established that your basement's haunted.
Yep.
Has Malcolm been saying anything to a name that you don't recognize?
Dude, now that you mention it,
he says it's okay to stay up past 7 p.m.
Well, he's really into my mom and dad. We go for backyard visits, and my 94-year-old grandmother who has dementia, moved in with my parents right before this all happened. So my parents are not having a great quar. But he goes over there. He calls them Nana, Papa, and Nunu is like what he calls his great grandma. And then he always goes Kaka, like shit, like Kaka. And I mean, it's like it comes in fours. It's those three that we know, and Kaka is always there. And it's clearly a person. And like when we leave, he'll be like, we saw Nana, we saw Papa, we saw Nunu, and then he'll go Kaka, like no Kaka, and we're like, we don't know what fucking Kaka is.
Wow.
Who that is.
Oh boy. This is exciting.
Yeah. It could just be an invisible friend, but yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
I know a guy who used to work at Chateau Marmont for like years and years, and he was like,
no, it's on Sunset Boulevard in Hollywood. You call
yeah, but it's famously haunted. And
but you don't call it a French name.
There was what do I call
Chateau
it?
Marmont.
Marmont.
It's hard NT. It's in
okay, fine.
Across the street from a taco place called Pink Taco.
Chateau
Marmont.
Sorry. So he worked there, and I was like, was like haunted, and he was like, oh yeah, like it was like crazily. And he told me like one of the stories he told me was like this couple was there with their little kid, and he would go in this room and be talking to someone and just be laughing and laughing and laughing, and they were like, what are you doing in here? And he's like, no. And then he was like, I was playing with the funny man. And he basically described John Belushi.
Really?
Yeah. Like the funny man. Like Ghost John Belushi was like doing voices and shit.
Doing bits.
Doing bits.
God. Blaming John Belushi's ghost for doing all the coke at a party at Chateau Marmont. No, man. It was but it's fucking totally Belushi's ghost, man.
It's all gone.
Room that
I don't know what happened.
I didn't know that place was haunted, but that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. I went there once for a Lance Bang thing. And I was like, yeah, this is cool. By the way, Lance Bangs is the coolest because he just makes whoever's hiring him for whatever project, he just makes them put him up at the Chateau Marmont. He stays in LA until the project's done.
God bless him.
See you later. I just like that's how I want to operate. That's badass. Yeah.
And he's always like at the Portland protests at like 2 a.m. Has like kids, you know.
Yeah.
He called me 2 days ago. He's like, just wanted to congratulate you on being a dad, and you have any questions? That's like just so nice, just out of nowhere. I was like, oh, thanks, Lance. That's cool, man.
I did one of my specials at the 40 Watt in Athens. He's like, and he was directing. He's like, yeah, I'm staying at Michael Stipe's house. You want to come swim over at Michael Stipe's? I went night swimming at Michael.
I was just about to say.
I literally went night swimming at Michael Stipe's house.
Did you say that to Michael Stipe?
No, Michael Stipe wasn't there.
Okay.
So who knows if it was house?
I would not hesitate to be like, just be, hey, I'm night swimming. like just full ass.
Mike? No? Okay. Well, listen, have you heard this one before? But no, and he wasn't even staying in the house. He was staying in the guest house, where Kurt Cobain, I guess, lived for a while.
Fucking Lance Bangs, dude. He's just he knows where to stay. Stays at the coolest places.
He does.
Yeah, man.
He's a cool Kato Kalin.
Somehow. Oh, okay. So we got some donors.
I'll throw a super. Okay, let's do donors. Let's talk about donors because this is what we're doing it for, and it's for the Bug Theater, so it's awesome.
$50, nice. K-Dubco.
That's Karen. That rules. Yeah, I asked for donations.
Why don't you read them? You probably know all these theater.
Which is a great independent theater venue in Denver, Colorado. It's like we're going to lose all these great independent venues, so I thought, why not support the one I love the most? So that's the Bug Theater in Denver. You want me to read them, Braunger?
Are we going? Well,
you guys do it. You guys do it. I'm the guest. You guys do it.
WX Whore, $5. Open the Scary Door, $5. Yeah, I hope they made up that name right now for this. Cheesesteak Assassin, I just agree with your attitude, $10. Annie Harrington, $10 with a note. Orange cats are usually male. Racist. So Pet Cemetery is probably a dude. Thank you for going by a name. FYI, just in case that helps in developing more nicknames. And Daryl on Twitch with $40 more. Hell yeah, man. We got some
Oh, and
Cash coming in.
I did make a promise to somebody who texted me on the community app. Kyle, I got to make you the godfather of my kid right now. So Karen and I are going to go on vacation and skip town. So you're going to have to raise a kid.
Man, I will raise a kid. I will sell a white child so fast. Please. We are in a rough place, everyone. And you want to give me a white kid to sell, raise, whatever.
I have to say, because I made this video about how I was going to fake make my hard drinking friends in their 40s, call them individually and be like, look, you're it. In case something happens.
I saw it and I commented.
Yeah, I know you saw it. But so many people were like, call Kyle and record it. I'm like, he's never going to believe me.
Why is there any kind of there's no legal obligation to a guy? I don't know who my godparents are.
Yeah, I don't know if I know.
If I die now, if my parents die now, there's nobody to take care of me. I don't know who they are. Oh
no, we got to take Adam. I think you should adopt Kyle.
I got a basement room that's wide open. Kyle, I got a cot down there for you. Come on,
hallway room.
Me, Malcolm, and Kaka are just gonna throw some parties down there. We're gonna be getting into it. Just leave us alone, all right? Leave us alone.
You got it, man. Like I said, I want Kyle to meet new people, but I'm worried about germs. I know you. Come on in. Come live with us, Kyle.
It happened. The guy said if I did it, he would donate $100. Zip the chim. $100.
Yeah, we got $100.
Thank you, Zip. Thank you.
That's so cool, Zip. Thanks, buddy.
It means a lot, dude. Thank you, man.
This is a weird double comedy compound, but do you know Brian Posehn's story about being at a hotel and the guy at the front desk? I'm gonna butcher the story because it was a long time ago I heard it, but he was talking to the guy and the guy recognized Posehn, and the clerk at the hotel is like, I'm a little hesitant because I had the story where I thought I knew somebody, and the guy the hotel clerk story to Posehn was how he's like, oh man, how do I know you? And the guy was Goldman. Ron Goldman?
Ron Goldman.
Oh God, yeah. I have heard that story.
How do I know you? He's like, I'm so and so Goldman. O.J. Simpson killed my son.
Yeah.
We're at Crater Lake this week, and Rachel and I are sitting out on this patio, this lodge that's at Crater Lake. And somebody had heard that new album of mine, not yours, Adam. No offense.
No, I get it.
No, it's great. You were number one for that one day on iTunes. You decided to throw it in my face, and
I deserve this. I deserve this.
It backfired on you. But it's fine. It's okay. It's fine. I'm sure it's great. But no, somebody heard it and they're like, "Hey, it's a good album." And then I was like, "Oh, thanks," and played around with them. And then somebody sitting next to me was like, "Oh, so who are you?" Well, I used to live in LA too. I would just show. She goes, I was Ron Goldman's girlfriend, and I didn't recognize the name at first. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, okay, cool. And then, all right, see you later. I'm like,
have you told Posehn this?
No, it just happened 2 days ago.
Holy shit!
And I was like, oh, wow,
amazing, yowza.
But I'm like, man, how many of these Goldmans are just trying to creep into comedian stories?
Well, I mean, didn't you and Posehn tour together? I think it's time to get the band back together.
It's all there's
1-2 punch them, dude.
You got to call yourself the Goldmen and go on tour.
This musical is very awkward.
Dark.
Yes.
We made a bunch of money for the thing.
We did.
Are you guys doing live shows, Adam? Are you guys out doing live shows?
I'm doing one tomorrow. It's the first time in a long fucking time.
Wow.
Yeah, I'm doing an outdoor safe one tomorrow and very limited live shows. I haven't done an indoor one. I'm not doing that shit.
No.
Grolix was trying to do one, but it got canceled. So, we're trying.
I'm curious about, COVID, whatever, we all have to preface everything we say, like, oh, went out to eat, socially distanced. We all know we're not assholes.
Right.
But doing the first show where I'm not doing any Zoom shows or anything, so I haven't practiced any material. So any first show is just going to be like a bunch of jokes I think have been funny to me for 5 months.
Uh-huh.
I got out of bed last night to write down. I was like, I wonder if horses that are being towed in horse trailers know about chariots. And to me, that's like the best joke I've written in my whole life. And I realize it's probably just something Dimitri Martin threw out.
I did one at a brewery like 2 months ago. And I was fine. It was weird. People got drunker and were being too close and loose with the masks. And I was able to stay away, but like it was outdoors and like a cop car went by and then a car horn kept going off. And normally if you're in game shape, I'd be riffing on that. I'd be riffing on that. I'd incorporate it into the show. It was like I didn't have the skill set. I was just like, I'm just trying to get through a bit. I can't even hardly remember. You know, it was not like smooth in the fucking least.
I feel like I'm gonna be like that DuPont air that was like whatever the wrestling story was.
Oh God, yeah.
Fox catcher.
And I'm gonna come in and be like, put me in there, and then the ref is like, let him just have it.
Just everybody just pretend, just smile, chuckle at something, a memory.
And then she said, and they'll be like, good for you. Okay.
Great.
Yeah.
I'm scared.
Anyone coming to my show tomorrow, I promise nothing. I promise nothing. I'll have notes on stage. I might wear shorts for the first time fucking ever. I don't care.
Nobody's seen your legs this long. Why should you have pants on now?
Hell yeah, dude.
Wait, Jake, did someone just give that much money? Or
yeah, that's a $500 donation.
Wow.
What?
I know who that is. That's all around sweetheart. Well, I don't know if he wants to be known or say it said or not, but that's a lovely man in the Denver scene who just gave $500 to the Bug Theater. That's so cool.
Holy
we have
shit.
a new record. This is we've never raised this much total money.
That's so awesome.
We have tried to help homeless. We have tried to help Black trans women, get back into society. We have worked for the hungry and the poor. But today we have made the most money making sure that you and your 2 white male friends can keep dicking around.
You stop it.
Guaranteed.
You stop it. You stop it. I even texted Braunger. I said, should I do a larger societal issue like Black Lives Matter that I've been giving money to, like all these causes that I believe in? But I said, independent venues are also something I cherish, and I hope it encourages.
Let's do that. And I told Kyle, and he was like, yeah, great idea.
No, these 3 jagoffs who are doing fine anyway.
I don't own the theater, Kyle. They do poetry, they do filmmaking, they do theater. It's a beautiful platform for a lot of disparate Denver artists.
If we found out you owned the theater, that would be the funniest thing of all time.
I can hear
you just blinked off. Your Zoom just went away. Just hung up.
I can hear Ben Roy stretching out for just whatever jujitsu moves he wants to do on me. And I can also hear the ring of Andrew Orvidal's phone from whatever credit card he's maxed out.
Well, listen, it's really cool of your listeners to give us a venue to perform next month, and I appreciate that. And it's cool. Independent venues.
This is awesome. Well, I mean, look, we gotta go because it just show's over. But thanks for being on the show, Adam, and thanks everybody for donating and helping to save the bug. This is amazing.
It is very cool. Thanks for having me, guys. It's nice to see both of you. Congrats, Braunger. I'm very happy for you guys.
I will call for tips. I will need them.
Semblance of Normalcy on Comedy Central Records. I'm assuming it's on all the platforms.
It's everywhere.
As it should. And also, you have a vinyl album on Saddle Creek.
Yep.
You have a book out where people publish books.
Mm-hmm.
Not my wheelhouse. And Adam Cayton-Holland has tons of shit. And god damn, this was awesome. How much did we get total for Bug Theater? $890. $890.
Crazy.
So cool. You guys are awesome. Your fans are awesome. And it's nice to see both of you.
Good to see you too, buddy.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Thanks, everybody. Thanks for joining us.
And